Yo, what up, people? It's your boy, the Kryptonian Saiyan here, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 313. And I'm gonna start right here with the ending. Luffy coming out with the afro, and Luffy kind of walking, not Luffy, Usopp walking on the side of him. That was fucking classic. I like how Usopp says, Luffy, this hairdo will make your punches even stronger. Very hilarious, man. This was a huge throwback to two things. Luffy coming out really reminded me in a way of one of the Rocky movies. I can't remember which one. I believe it's the one where Rocky fought Creed, but it just really reminded me of that. It had that, you know, boxing feel. And one of the things I've noticed with a lot of mangaka, particularly certain ones who are inspired by Toriyama, they take some influence from, you know, Hollywood movies from the 80s. So that would be very interesting, you know, because Toriyama did a lot of stuff borrowing from Terminator and Predator and just different movies like that. And, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if Oda had a thing for the Creed movies, not the Creed movies, the Rocky movies. So with that being said, I like the rules for the final fight. And I like what Nami suggested, and there was some logic. There was a lot of logic behind it. Her logic was very sound, which is Nami wanted Luffy to take their captain, because if they take their captain, then they automatically forfeit, and they could have took Chopper back as well, and there would not be a need for a third fight. Very, very bold on her part. And it made sense. And I found it very ironic that everyone all of a sudden is now talking about, that's against the rules, you can't do that. And they're talking pirate ethics. But I was just like, wait a second. You're fucking pirates. And that's why I just want to break the fourth wall and be like, dude, are you fucking serious? You know, or reverse break the fourth wall where I enter the manga and say, are you serious right now? And just kind of pop back out. So I like how that was in there, and how even Zoro looks at Nami. It's just like, that's what you get for trying to break the rules. And, you know, Sanji's like, how dare you guys make Nami cry? And Nami is crying those crocodile tears. Just the humor in that, super, super funny. And I like how once they start piling onto her and they start calling her a savage and all these other things, Nami just hits them with that automatic glare that kind of just shuts all of their asses down. And that was really cool. But what really got me, before I get into the actual rules for the fight, what really got me was I'm looking at, once again, Nico Robin. You got this, you know, warm scenario where everybody's kind of joking and they're getting ready to get Chopper back. And Nico Robin is kind of off to the side. You know, you should see the picture right now. But Nico Robin, there's some noticeable difference between Robin and the rest of the crew. And I find this very interesting because, again, I've always gotten this feeling that Robin was in the crew but not fully assimilated. And it's been a while since she's joined, and yet it still seems like she's distant. You know, it's like I said, I've said this before, I feel like she has her own motives. So this was very telling that this is Robin with that much space between. It doesn't seem like a lot, but that was done on purpose. Everyone else is kind of bunched together, and she's kind of a few steps to the side. And the thing that, you know, really made me start paying attention to stuff like this, I remember when I was reading Naruto for the first time, one of the things I noticed was we saw this family picture of Itachi, and Itachi, there was noticeable difference between himself and Sasuke, and he was acting in a manner to where you knew that there was a growing detachment between himself and his family. And in the Itachi novels, they do a really good job of explaining that. And I suggest reading those if you're a Naruto fan. But what was cool about this is when you look at how Oda draws that, and then you look at what the whole purpose of this arc, I feel like, which is to bring the Straw Hats closer together, further assimilate them into pirate culture, but most importantly, bring them closer together. We have some amazing moments in the very beginning of this arc. We see the bickering back and forth between the crew that doesn't have their captain, a navigator, and the sharpshooter, how they don't have any cohesion as far as a unit. And now you have a game that's made to pick them apart. And the final round is going to have someone not returning to their crew. To see that, and then to see how the winner, whoever they take, that person has to make the other person swear complete allegiance. This whole arc, or this mini arc, is dealing with making people loyal and bringing you closer together. So it's very interesting that Oda has her that distant, and now I'm really wondering, because who the fuck would Luffy choose at this point? Because nobody that we've seen so far is worth a damn. The only thing I could think of is because this final fight is going to be taking place on the Foxy ship, right? Opposed to an island or anywhere else, and the battleground is going to be 50 meters from where the ball falls. And everything is considered in play. And even if you go above or below, like above the deck, below the deck, it's all considered to be the actual ring as long as it's not outside the 50 meters. What I'm thinking is Luffy's going to end up fighting at some point, and he's going to either catch a better, version of his flag on that ship, which is possible, because you can take the flag. I don't feel like Oda would throw that in there if it wasn't, possible. But I'm really thinking Oda's going to have the next member of Luffy's crew on that ship, and that's who he's going to end up taking. Luffy probably going to get his face knocked in a little bit, bump into a random room. It's like, oh, you're pretty cool. You want to join my crew? Oh, okay, you can join my crew. Just hold on a second. Bam! And knock the other dude out, and he's on his crew. That's what I'm thinking could happen. I think the second one's a more than likely scenario because, again, Usopp made the flag, and they're supposed to be adding on to the Going Merry, and it would just make sense that the Carpenter's on there. That way they can start kind of building up. Now, what I do think was pretty interesting is how Sanji was like, give me 80% off of like the popcorn and drinks, and Luffy and Usopp are buying like the little trinkets and everything. It's like these dudes, these Fox Pirates, they're cheating to a T. Not only are they the ones who suggested the idea for the event, but their own dudes were refereeing, and now they're making money off of it. Like this was completely awesome, man. This is like some Floyd Mayweather shit. Floyd, during his own fights, it wasn't uncommon for Floyd to have people in his business partners' boxing agencies where he has like a stake in it to have them fighting on the undercard, or to use NBA, because I got a Lakers hat on right now, to use NBA, LeBron James, he's playing in the league, but he has a sports agency with his friend where his son is a co-owner, where he has players coming into the league who are playing for his agency, and he's making money, he's double dipping, and that's what these guys are doing. So this is really cool. I cannot wait to see this knockdown slugfest that's getting ready to take place. My chapter question for you guys is, what were your thoughts about the overall layout for this final fight? Personally, I don't mind it, but I do think that there could be a twist in this somewhere. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, hit that like button as it really helps out the channel. Make sure to comment and subscribe if you're new. Make sure to share. Thank you for watching, guys.
How you